you wanted to be entertained, the FAMU Rattlers sports program is going to give you just that. Right now, there's some folks that's very upset with the current AD/Vice President, Tiffani Dawn Sykes, with the hire that she brought in April, Coach Crary from St.Thomas University, which this coach here, he coached on the NIA level. That's some folks, kind of questioning as far as what's his ability, how, just what can he do for the FAMU Rattler basketball program. Guys, we're going to get into exactly this letter that was drawn up yesterday that's been circulating around the World Wide Web, talking about some things that should have been done to make sure that some of the athletes that needed to be kept on the team were retained, in which there's a little bit more going on with this than what many people are paying close attention to. So we're going to go ahead and get into that right after this. Favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow League Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, share these videos, and tap in the free to attempt to come on in. Just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on in this thing. Because I'm like, Coach, what's your deal, bro? Where you been? What you got going on here? Listen, I'm back at it again, guys. We're going to go ahead and get some of this stuff rolling. And like I stated before, this letter showed up yesterday morning. I had a show set up for you guys in which I scrapped it because I wanted to get a little bit more context as far as things that was taking place with this issue. And as I got to reading more and more about stuff that was happening, this show needed to be in two parts. I couldn't do it in one because I know I would bore the heck out of y'all, and I just didn't want to do that. But I will say this. I can understand everyone's frustration as far as what's going on from each of the different parties, from the coach side, from the parent side, from the board of trustees side. I can understand the frustration all over the place. But one thing we got to keep in mind this. Athletic Director Tiffani Dawn Sykes, she has definitely had a rough road being the new AD over the Florida A&M athletic program, sports program, where, every time we look up, it seems like there's another brick wall that's somewhere that's been busted through, and no one knew anything about any type of demolishing that was happening before it happened, and now there's more chaos that's going on. And in this instance, we got fans that, some fans are wondering what in the world is going on with the sports program, especially with the changing of the new head basketball coach, Coach Crary, that came up from St. Thomas University. Well, it seems that there was a letter that was put out by a parent, and he's a dignitary area of Tallahassee in the state of Florida that, feels some type of way when it comes to how the players were removed from the team. And I'm trying to paraphrase this as best as possible to understand the sensitivity as far as what's going on. I don't want to sound like I'm being unsensitive as far as where the parent is coming from on behalf of the player. But my issue with this is, let's look at everything that's going on here, okay? When it comes to AD Sykes, it's almost like she's playing from behind the eight ball every time she makes a decision. Going back, Coach Willie Simmons' services was not retained to stay with the FAMU Rattlers football program. Not only that, but then you had the change of the bowling coach, in which you had the athletes and the new bowling coach that took over the program. They did not mesh well at all as far as everything that was going on with them, and that became a big circus. And not only that, but when I look at, I don't want to use that just yet, but looking at everything that's taking place, it makes you wonder exactly what's going on here. Well, looking back at what Coach McCullum was able to do while at FAMU University, he had some winning seasons from 2018 to 2021. Now, season 2022 to 2023 and 2023 to 2024, those seasons were terrible. I'm going to be honest with you right now. Last season, the Rattlers went 6-23 overall, 4-14 in the conference. In 2022, they went 7-22 overall and 5-13 in the conference. Now, think about it. If they're at the bottom tier of the conference, at some point in time, change is going to need to be made. And when you look at the team from top to bottom, and this is no disrespect to any of the athletes or the players or the coaches of that team over the past couple of years, the team just did not have the talent for them to get out there and compete. And one reason being that coach was not able to get out there and get the type of talent that needed to come into the program for them to have a program for them to be successful, to compete at a higher level. Now, while some of you may get upset and say, oh, coach, that ain't true, you need to go back and reevaluate that. Guys, listen to me. There's no way in the world you're going to lose games in the manner in which you're losing them if you're not able to get that talent within the program. Now, the last winning season that Coach McCullum had, again, as I stated, was 2021 to 2022. That's the last winning season that FAMU had. And I'm not saying winning season as far as them winning them winning a championship or them going to the NCAA tournament. That happened back, 2012, 2010, somewhere like that, if I'm not mistaken. Looking at the 2021-2022 season, Coach McCullum went 11-7 in the conference. Again, guys, that's the best he's got. That was the last considered winning season for the FAMU Rattlers men's basketball team. Now, let me get away from that because I don't want to bore you with, thinking that, oh man, you're just trying to come down on our team. No, that's not what I'm trying to do at all. All I'm simply stating is this. Looking at the way that Coach McCullum was recruiting athletes to come into the program, there was no way for FAMU to really be able to get out there and beat teams that just had more talent than them. I mean, if you put a team out there in which the guards themselves averaged, say, 6'3", we're going to say 6'1", 6'1" and above at any given night playing on a team, if you got athletes out there that can't match up to that, then what are you expecting? You're going to see the team themselves get worn down in games. You're going to see where they're going to end up losing games because they don't have the personnel to get out there and compete. Now, AD/Vice President Tiffani Sykes brought in coach from St.Thomas University. He coached in NAIA. His overall record last year was, his overall record while coaching at St. Thomas was 61-27. He went 22-9 last season and 10-4 in the conference. We talk about none other than Coach Patrick Crary II, who was named again as the head basketball coach back in April, if I'm not mistaken, April 19th, somewhere April 17th, 19th, somewhere in there, mid-April, he was named as the new head men's basketball coach. Now, when change happens, you have chaos. And when the chaos ensues, 9 times out of 10, it's something in the manner which someone doesn't like that has really just got under their skin and has them to the point where they have to generate conversation for people to have as far as what's going on. And looking at this situation, I got to be honest. When I read the letter as a parent of 3 athletes, I can understand why the letter was written to possibly help the athlete. And what I'm going to give you guys is definitely a teachable moment because a lot of folks don't understand this. In many instances, letters like that doesn't help the athlete. It hurts the athlete. Because regardless of the fact that if a coach decides they want to keep them on the team or not, that your athlete's going to have to work 20 times harder to even have a shot of even getting on the floor. They're going to get critiqued so bad concerning their play, it's going to come to a point to where that athlete is going to lose confidence within themselves and possibly fold, meaning they don't even want to play the sport anymore. And now that further enrages the parent because the parent is upset because the coach didn't move the way that they felt that coach should move. What am I talking about? Okay, there's some things within the letter that kind of struck a nerve like, wait a minute, Dad, did you send this? You really, I understand you're upset, but let's be real here. The letter that was sent to Dr. Robinson concerning the players on the team that was told their services were no longer needed as far as being a part of the FAMU Rattlers men's basketball team. Now, as I stated, these are some scary times that we live in. And like I said before, I understand where the parent is coming from. But the letter stated that the coach called the players and told them that they were no longer on the team. Now, funny thing is, the letter that was sent to the president spoke on, it gave some dialogue as far as what's going on. But then I gotta give HBCU Game Day their credit. They received a letter from the men's head basketball coach stating that You know, several of the players already had gotten to the transfer portal, and this happened before Coach Query II was hired. Now, I understand, and I'm trying to do my best not to put the dad's name out there because, like I said, I don't want to see any further scrutiny happen with this man as far as people, looking at the athlete like, man, what your pops on? You know how folks can be, when it comes down to that. I'm sure some folks has already stated that, who it is. But then again, his name is on the letter and the letter is out there. So Mr. McAllister, Mr. McAllister has some requests within the letter stating that, he has some requests within the letter stating of the coach that he wanted for his son, as far as his son doing a workout. Let's explain. Let me break something down. The workouts, as far as son having a workout, the young man worked out for the previous coach, which that coach is the one that sat down on your sofa and stated that he wanted him to become a part of the FAMU Rattlers family, as far as being a part of the basketball team. Every coach comes in with a different way of finding out what the athletes can do that's looking to be a part of the program. Now, he did state that he would keep three of the walk-ons. He would have three of the walk-ons on the team as far as being a part of the team. I think they're going to have 15 or 16 on the team. So it doesn't state that the young man won't have an opportunity to play, but he just got to come back out there and try out. Now, Mr. McAllister wanted his son to come in there and compete during the summertime. He wanted him to practice with the athletes during the summertime. He said no. And he has a right to say no, because of the mere fact that, one, the parent doesn't dictate what happens with the team. See, this is the problems that we're running into now. I'm not saying that Mr. McAllister is looking to do this, or this was his intent. But what I will say is, looking at how everything is structured with this, it makes it look bad, because this young man, his son, is definitely going to have a tough battle that he's going to have to fight. Because, yes, he's going to have to go out there and compete in pickup games. Coach wants to see what he's going to do against bigger athletes. He wants to see how hard he's going to compete. This is not a gimme where it says, here you go. And this goes back to the instance of, athletes got to understand, you're playing Division I basketball. It's not going to be given to you. I mean, it's just not. And like I said, this letter itself, I understand why this letter was sent. And I get it. And as, like I said before, as a parent, I would try to do my best to give a helping hand to my student athletes. I have 3 of them. So if there's an issue where I needed to inject myself, then I would do it. In this instance, Mr. McAllister felt that he needed to do just that, and it's understood. But again, the problem that's being generated, if this was to happen anywhere else, it wouldn't happen. Yeah, they would hear it, and then they would it's almost like a fly on the wall. They just shoo it away. If the coach was able to meet with the parents, that's understood. But one thing I want everybody to keep in context is, this is a business. College is a business. You're paying for what they have, or they're paying you to come be a part of what they have while you do the work to get what you're looking to get. And in this instance, all of this is bad, crazy, and it's wrong. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's wrong. But this goes back to what the previous coach was recruiting into the program. When it comes to Division I sports, there's going to be some athletes that's going to get left behind for whatever reason. But the athletes have to be willing to go get out there and get after it, so that they're able to move forward no matter what they want to move forward. And I'm not saying that the McAllister kid is not looking to do that. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, this letter is not good, because, as I stated before, yes, I get, we all, as parents, we want to lash out. We want answers to questions to understand exactly what's going on with our child, especially when they were on a team. But you got to keep in mind, all of the athletes left, just about. There's a few that did stay, in which I believe right now there's a total of 6 athletes that's currently on the roster. So we're going to see exactly how all of this plays out. I'm sure the coach is going to go and get additional athletes to come into the program to fill up that roster, hopefully looking to get out there and compete this upcoming season. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stop right here because this is part one. Because I like I said, I'm starting to sound a little redundant as far as what's going on. I want to make sure I give you the second part as far as my thoughts on the board of trustees as far as what they're doing, because that's dangerous too. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. We're gonna go ahead and get into that. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, tap in, tell a friend to come on in. Hey, this is your favorite coach, Coach Walker, back at it again. We're gonna go ahead and get after this thing, and we're gonna talk about it, from a standpoint where we can get some understanding and continuously keep moving forward. And also, I wish the McAllister kid the best of luck as far as whichever direction it is that he chooses to go. Hopefully he gets the opportunity to make the team. If not, then, got to see what the next bets, what's going to be the next move for this young man. But guys, we're going to go ahead, we're going to stop there. I'm going to go ahead and go to part two. But until next time, be the one and lead.